I'm Stefan Baldey, the Product Director for Kaleidoscope here at Kocho. So I'm here to talk about our exciting new end-user-focused identity and access management platform that will be a game changer for your digital transformation journey. It's codenamed Project Kaleidoscope. Watch this space. We are going through trademark, and we will find a more permanent name for it. It's a placeholder. The Kaleidoscope story starts with Kocho's experience in the industry. So Kocho's been in the game for over 20 years, truly understanding the science, the art, not the science, of identity and access management. And that's backed by hundreds of feedback from clients. We've listened to, really listened to their challenges and their infrastructure. So Kaleidoscope is a product of decades of identity experience. What is Project Kaleidoscope? So our goal, our vision, the North Star, if you will, is to create an end-user-focused application of a single pane of glass, so all your digital assets in a single place, no matter what the business environment, what technology you're using. The V1 is built around Intra, so all the Intra assets are populated into Kaleidoscope, and then we're going to be complemented by advanced and meaningful reporting, the reports that you guys want to see out of the box. And it's branded. It's important to say that because it doesn't look like Kaleidoscope, it doesn't look like Kocho, it looks like your product. And that is the key for driving adoption of your identity journey, is when users see the colour and the brands and the vibe of your business, they get more comfortable, they trust it more, and that's what we feel like the key to the adoption. And the context, so, there we go. There's a scroll, I've got too many notes. Yeah, there we go. I'm just changing it. Cool. So the context. So that's so every business is different, and you don't want to change. Like if you've got a bit of Okta, a bit of Intra, which is obviously the preference, you don't want to have to migrate these massive technologies. You know, you want to be able to bring it all into one place, and the context is having those attributes. So even Intra doesn't support application attributes. Kaleidoscope will be able to give you what the provisioning status is, what the pro-user licensing cost. And you're also going to have fragmented applications of your HR, your email system, your Intra solution, like having those attributes feed into a single table, and then you can do real powerful workflows and reporting. And you don't want to bottleneck IT, right? So you want to, but you want to manage the flow of those user journeys. So getting that context, and then you can do amazing and automated stuff can happen. At the end of the day, the user just wants to do their job. In this room, we do care about the technologies that we use, but the user just wants to crack on with, ideally, with as less tech friction as possible. So, guiding our feature sets for Kaleidoscope, we've been talking about the key challenges that our clients have faced. So, key challenges, inundated first-line tickets. So that's a high number of administrative tasks that are really taking engineers away from delivering meaningful value and impact to your systems, and the delays on the access and soft provisioning. So a symptom of the above, it can take 2 days to a week for a ticket to work its down a queue, be assigned, triaged, approvals, and that just impacts your bottom line. Like users are not delivering meaningful work and being productive in your business. JML lifecycles is a big one. So that's the onboarding experience. So, I mean, it can take 5 days, multiple departments to really drive that, and getting people onboarded. So, and when you start and you don't have all the things you need, it's frustrating. You start not having the trust in the business because you're not hitting the ground running. Terminated user risk is a big one. So that's users that haven't been, they're still active. So there's a massive attack vector there. And the licensing bleed out that's attributed to that. So these are licenses being consumed, and that has a real financial bottom line impact. And then your non-HR accounts. So these are your contractors, your guests, your interactive service accounts, shared accounts that IT use. And these are a real problem for people having visibility, accountability of these systems. Shadow IT, an incredible industry value that I've seen was 30 to 50% of IT spend can be attributed to shadow IT, which is huge. And that, and then it's bigger than that because then you miss out integration opportunities, JML integrations, which then you don't lifecycle your apps and then they become unused and unmanaged. you get tech duplication, and then also you open yourself up to regulatory and risk and fines because you just don't have these unmanaged systems. And cost. It's the same with Shadow IT. New on the block. You thought I wasn't going to mention it, but AI. You're like, finally a presentation with not AI, but here it is. So yeah, Shadow AI is compounding the Shadow IT challenge. And cost. I'd be naive not to put that up there. That's the cost of your IT team, the cost of procurement process, SaaS licenses, the cost of risk, and the cost of Shadow IT. So when we're building out the Kaleidoscope portal, these are targeting these exact challenges. This is what we're going for. So the V1, which I'll show you on the next slide, so it's a simple branded UI. So it aligns with your company's look and feel, not Kocho's, but your own. And the idea here is it drives adoption, there's trust in it, and in every element can be customized. So customization is key. You can make it look and feel like you want. Single pane of glass, so we're starting with the intra portal, so that's the My Apps, My Groups, My Access, and the PIM portal, all brought into a single pane. And that's all the apps, the access packages, PIM groups and roles in a single management UI. We all love intra, it's powerful, but they are fragmented technologies all over that stack. People just want to crack on, right? So we've brought it all into an easy to manage UI. And that drives the ease of self-service. So even the access packages and the PIM groups have their own approval pipelines. We've put them all into a single UI. And you don't have to raise a ticket, and that's the key. The idea is to promote self-service. When they realize it's easier to use Kaleidoscope than it is to raise an IT ticket, the adoption just comes. And lightning fast, because at the moment it is wrapped around intra, so you can have it live and connected in under 30 minutes. Yeah, and I guarantee you that. It's a very simple, and whatever we've done, simplicity is the key. So even working with their engineering team, we're trying to automate the onboarding as much as possible. If there is a click or a keyboard stroke in this process, we're looking for ways to automate it. So you can just click, connect, and start populating Kaleidoscope and let the magic happen. So, and we had a pilot customer use this, and we have seen value delivered. So this is not just a concept based on hopes and dreams. We do know this works, and it is a valuable tool. With this client, we saw 40% reduction in IT tickets, and that's incredible. It was just for the first pilot, that was an amazing result. And that's bigger than that. The number looks impressive, but it's beyond that. So that's 40% of users that have received their tools and access quicker, so they're more productive, and that has a real impact on the company's bottom line. That's 40% of first-line IT support reinvested into projects and third-line tasks, bringing more value and impact. Because let's be honest, the IT engineers, they're talented people, right? And the last thing you want to do is waste that talent on menial administrative tasks. Full adoption, so reduce Shadow IT through better app visibility. So very rarely does a business have an app catalog that have gone through the procurement process of legal, security, IT. So Kaleidoscope gives you that visibility. And that reduces a lot of people. You can't blame them for Shadow IT. Sometimes they simply just don't not know what you support, so they go off and take the initiative. So here is showing you that visibility. This was awesome, a full adoption of privileged workflows in a multi-cloud environment. So this client used AWS, GCP, Azure, and Oracle, and they've all got their own proprietary IAM solutions. So using Intra, we fed it all into Kaleidoscope, and that really was a factor in reducing those tickets because it gave dev leads the accountability to manage eligibility and active access. And there are 300 engineers fully adopted. So, and the IT tickets just went overnight. It was a fantastic result. And the idea was all these proprietary IAM systems in a single pane of glass just made it so much easier if you've got a complex tech stack, just having it in an easy to consume and manage place. And the bottom one's actually, for me, really the most rewarding of all these wins was the feedback from new starters because they come from other businesses, they've got a lot of context, especially when you've been in a business for decades. You might not know much about how other systems are used. These new starters have that knowledge. And having that feedback of just hitting the ground running, here's everything you got, here's everything you can get, just crack on and then start helping the business. And yeah, when people say it's really cool, you're like, oh, sweet, yeah, it is. Yes. Yeah, so yeah, this is, yeah, incredible value. So this is the V1. So simple, concise. If it's not intuitive, we will change it, and we'll get that feedback from you guys. If you need to read a knowledge base article or some documentation, then I've failed because it should be intuitive, like, and it's to the point. And we don't want to add complexity and overwhelming. Like we all love Intra, powerful for IT and security because you can do literally anything under the sun that you want to do. But to an end user, they don't know or care. They just want X, they want Y. You know, so this just take away all the fat and make it relevant. And just to highlight a level of the customization, you can make it as leery as you want. So, yeah, so like, and every element, even the text color, everything you can change to be exactly like your business. So that's just to highlight it, and more feedback. Like, we love it, and anything we can do to add more flavor to your business, we will do. And one of the cool features before I get into it is we consume all the access packages and PIM groups. Now, I don't know about you guys, but some of you out there have really complex naming conventions relevant to IT and security, especially if you've got a prefixing suffix model. The end user might be like, what the hell does that mean? So the idea is we can actually put in a face on those groups. So it won't change the name of interest, so you can still keep your naming conventions, but we make them friendly for the end user. So they want to know exactly what they're asking for with that context without having to read some naming convention documentation, right? It's like, this is what it is, off you go. So at the moment, this is a redesign of the MyApps portal. So, and the vision is no matter where your tech stack is, we will ingest it. So you might have a blend of identity technologies, you might have a lot of OAuths. I know you'll be surprised how many OAuths you've got when you use Defender for that insight. And on-prem apps, even non-integrated apps. So if there's no single sign-on supported apps, if it's got a public endpoint, we can put it on here. And the idea is everything you've got, the tools at your disposal in a single place. You don't have to read through intranet sites, spend half a day bookmarking, it's all here. And because you use single sign-on to sign into Kaleidoscope, that token passes through, so it's a seamless sign-in experience. They click a button, it logs them straight in. So the user experience is a lot better. And this is everything you can get. So the PIM groups and access packages don't actually give you context outside of your description, if it's software or if it's access. And especially with access packages, it's a massive monolithic list. I'm sure some of you probably have thousands, and like, how do you navigate that? It's a nightmare. So we've broken it down to an easy consumable UI. We can group them, so you can filter by GCP resources. Is it access? Is it software? And it even tells you the approvals, like it tells you if it's required or not. We're building more capabilities around that, so you can have Slack connectors, because emails are easy to miss for approvals. I'm guilty, I've got a filter that auto-deletes, to be honest. But yeah, and then we can put it into Teams, into Slack, and that way it's easier to track accountability. One of the challenges is, if you've got 5 approvers, the other 4 have assumed the other 4 have already approved it, so no one approves. So having that visibility where the other approvers can actually see if it's approved or pending or not, that's key. And this page too highlights the Shadow IT challenge. So this is everything you can get. So having that visibility, you drive the end user, come check this out. Is it a tool that you've got? And a vision, it's a while away yet. We'll build an AI bot. Hey, I'm a marketing person. I need to create some photos or edit some photos. It will then read your back catalogue and suggest the closest system that can pull that off. Again, Shadow IT reduction, happy days. And this is the differentiator. Like, it's all differentiating, but this is like really excited about, and that's the analytics dashboard. So our vision is to have full SaaS management. So when you've got everything integrated into Intra at the moment, all your identities, the next part is tracking that licensing cost attributed to it. So you've sorted out your JML and your security around your app, but then how do you track the cost? So the idea is to have a holistic dashboard where you can track. Because one thing, again, I don't know why Intra don't do it, I wish they would, is application attributes. And then you could tag, is it skim? Then it's automated, happy days. And one of the visions would be if it's a just-in-time or a manually provisioned app, we'll have connectors to ServiceNow into Jira, and that way, if someone requests it, it will log this person's requested ticket. And then on the leavers process, when they're removed from the group, it will log a ticket. This person needs to be removed because it's tagged a manual app. And that completes your JML lifecycle because risk is front of mind, but it's the cost. Like, seriously, when you actually start breaking it down, a single user might have like 6 or 7 unmanaged apps that have a real licensing cost, so you really want to get on top of that. And we're also going to be using this dashboard for managing your non-HR accounts. So you invite your guests, a lot of people forget about them. It's been months. This will actually give you the holistic dashboard and that context, where they're from, who they're working with. Is it a shared account? Is it a service account? And that's the key. I think once you've connected HR and hopefully all your identity strategies, HR is source of truth. It's a great strategy, but it's the else that keeps us up at night. So we're going to offer that visibility. So exciting. So to the point, end user's king. So all the identity offerings, Intra, I do love Intra. I am a fanboy. I've been privileged to sample a lot of the identity offerings out there, and I am on the Intra camp. But they're all focused, all of them, not just Intra, but all of them are focused on IT and security. And they should be, right? What good is the product if you don't do that first? But the end user is typically last to be considered. So at Kaleidoscope, we're flipping that around. The end user, it's simple, easy to use, and that is the key. You're going to spend months, enormous sums of money of building out your identity infrastructure. You get it golden, it's pristine, and it's not adopted. It's gutting. So the idea is build the system, then it will drive it. People like using it. They realize it's easier, it's quicker, and that's the key. And then you just get your ROI, and all your identity investments, it pays for itself, and that's the brilliance of it. And it's consolidated. So we want this pane of glass to be all your digital assets. The user doesn't need to know X, Y, Z. It's all in one place just to do their jobs. Just take away that tech ambiguity, take away that IT bottleneck. Simple, easy, and the concept, data rich. Like, you're going to have all those contexts. Like, even if Intra, like with this client, they 90% of their context was an Intra, which is fantastic. But there were bits of attributes in L&D systems, HR systems, email systems that weren't in Intra. So the idea is to have all that context. And then the workflow opportunity alone, but the reporting, like, you just get so much more easier context. And, well, and Kocho have got incredible data scientists. So the idea is a lot of customers ask for the same thing. And diving into log analytics is a skill set in its own right. It's complex. I don't know, I've had a crack at it. I'm like, whoa. So the idea is we'll build these mostly sought after reports, and we'll build it out of the box and connect it. And relevant. So it's got to be relevant. The end user, it's what they're after, and we want to build a powerful ID governance and reporting. So this is where we come to you guys for feedback. That we're not looking for the nuanced 1% that costs a bomb. They're the differentiators in all the identity platforms, the 1%. Here, we're keeping it relevant to your real business challenges. And just to get an idea of the direction of travel, and I predicted I'd run out of time, which is why I've said read through this and I'll talk to me after, because I nailed it. So we are currently in development phase. We want pilot customers by the end of this month. So this isn't just a future thing. This is very relevant, very now. I mean, I'm going to be out in the podium. I can demo. Happy to do it. Like, the demo gods are good to me because the app is just, it works. It's great. It never fails me, so which is good to hear. And we are prioritizing highly sought after capabilities. Now, I've kind of I coined something outside for the first time. I think it was with Matt. The Kocho Client Network. So I want this product to be available to anyone in the world, right? That's the vision. But the people in this room, the Kocho clients, we want you guys to have a direct influence on the direction of this product. Your features, your suggestions, we'll listen to you and we'll influence it. Like with Microsoft feature requests, you're a drop in the ocean. Here, you're a bucket in a bathtub, right? So I love that analogy. So so please talk to us. And 2 clients have directly asked us, so the highlighted yellows, the enhanced business access, partner access, that's the B2B management, where you can invite, manage resources, and manage that non-HR flows, which is a major challenge. And licensing manager. So we're actually going to break down your Microsoft licensing estate and give it context. Where the license, how the license, and we're going to build an approval engine on top of it so you can really regulate and track your licensing spends. And using Scout, we'll be able to do those enhanced cost opportunity discoveries. Yeah, read through it all, and just to call it out, so, you know, the identity echo, watch that space. That's very exciting. So this will track data changes of all your systems and accounts over time. So for incident management, but also we know what the regulators ask. It's not secret. So, and I personally have worked through weeks of doing PCI, FCA compliance and regulatory stuff. We know what they're going to ask, so we're going to build predefined reports. So it will collect that data over time. It will put it into a report, exactly what the auditor will ask, click and connect, there you go. Right? And everyone's like, oh, thank God, that's amazing, because no one likes doing it, right? So, but it needs to be done. So yeah, watch the space, come talk to me. I'll be out on the podium, please, and I love talking about this stuff and love to hear feedback. Cheers, guys.